How to reduce your risks when investing in high-risk real estate. That's the topic of today's show. Let's dive in. Hey real estate investors, welcome to another episode of the Investment Properties for Sale show. I am your host, James Wise, and today we are talking about high-risk real estate. I've got a property for you guys. It's a duplex, 987 Evangeline Road, Cleveland, Ohio, 44110. This thing is fully occupied. As you can see from the fact sheet right here, we are bringing in $1,050 a month, and that is not a typo. I have priced this property at $24,900. Now, if that's confusing to you, or if you think this is the most amazing deal you've ever seen and you're like smashing your computer right now trying to send offers to me, just hold on for 1 second. Like all things in real estate, there is going to be pros, okay? But there's also going to be cons. This isn't like I have just, for you guys watching the show, this isn't like something special. Like I've been selling you guys duplexes in the $85,000 range, and just because I'm feeling generous today, I'm offering you the same quality product at a fraction of the price. That is not what's happening. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. We need to discuss this property and talk about why the price point is so much cheaper than what you're used to. And the first thing, the most important thing that led me to price this property so low is the location. Now, if you go to HoltonWise.com and you go to the tools and resources, you'll see the ultimate guide to grading Cleveland neighborhoods. I want you guys to click that. I want you guys to bookmark this. This is something that you guys should be utilizing whenever you're thinking about buying property in the Cleveland market. On top of the Cleveland market, I just want you guys to know that HoltonWise is actually going to be putting out ultimate guides in some of our other markets as well. Currently, right now, we're in production on doing the ultimate guide to grading Birmingham neighborhoods. We're also working on the ultimate guide to grading Memphis neighborhoods, and of course, the ultimate guide to grading Indianapolis neighborhoods. But for now, let's just focus on Cleveland because that is the property we are selling you today. As you'll see, 44110, that is a neighborhood in the Cleveland market that I have graded as an F. This is an incredibly high risk neighborhood, okay? The current owner, this is an out-of-state investor. He purchased this property a few years ago. He's been having it managed through a couple other third-party property management companies, and he just wants to exit. To be honest, the investment, it's been a tough investment for him. I've told you guys many times, when you're buying these high-risk properties, these properties do not make the most sense for brand new out-of-state investors. This is the only property that investor has in the Cleveland market. So if you're a brand new investor out there and you are thinking about entering the Cleveland market, this ain't your property, dude. I will tell you right now, this is not the property for you. The numbers are amazing, okay? $1,050 in rent for only $24,900. That is literally unbeatable. You cannot get that anywhere else. But the gotcha factor here is this is a tough investment to manage, man. These are very tough assets. The tenant base in neighborhoods like this is incredibly hard to manage. So the only people that should really be thinking about buying this are two kinds of people, okay? People that are local, people that are here in Cleveland, and they have properties like this and they're doing all the management themselves. Paying a third-party company, paying somebody like me to manage your property, it's going to eat you alive in cost, because when you get tenants in neighborhoods like this, there's just more frequent turnover. There's a lot more evictions, which of course is going to lead to more renovations to get the property back to a rentable standard. And I am charging you every single time we have to act on your behalf. So you need to cut out the middleman to squeeze out some profits. So self-managing local investors, that's one person who should buy this. The second person that should buy this is going to be those investors. It doesn't matter if you're out of state, so long as you're a seasoned, gristled landlord and you've already built up your own infrastructure. Paying a third-party company like HoltonWise, that's not really necessarily you building up your infrastructure. What I'm talking about is those investors out there who have built their own team from the ground up, and you're essentially the property manager, and all the people that are local in Cleveland are your employees. It's basically another cutting out the middleman. You need to be somebody who is familiar with investing in these types of assets. That is who makes money on these types of properties. Now, at the top of the show, I had discussed how we can reduce risks. Well, those right there, only the right people buying these assets, that's one way you reduce the risk. So your locals who are self-managing and your out-of-state guys who have already figured it out and are familiar with this asset class. Other than that, how can other people reduce their risk? How can you take the information I'm giving you right now and apply it in your own home market? Maybe you live in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know. Pick a random state that you may live in, random city, state, right? The information I'm going to give you right now, you can apply that in your home market. If you've been investing for a while and you just have the urge, you got the itch to go ahead and jump into the super high risk stuff, because you take any metro area in the United States of America, whether it's Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Louisville, Kentucky, all three of those markets should have incredibly low priced real estate like this, because each of those markets is going to have incredibly blighted neighborhoods. So if you just have to be the guy that's ready to jump in and try to manage a property in a blighted area like that, what can you do to reduce your risks? Well, the first thing you need to do is check out the Section 8 program in your area. In the Cleveland area, the housing authority that runs the Section 8 program is the Cuyahoga County Metropolitan Housing Authority, or CMHA. And if you go to the tools and resource section on HoltonWise.com, we have a full fact that explains exactly how HoltonWise works with CMHA, works with the Section 8 program, because working with Section 8 is not necessarily the easiest thing. It's kind of like an algebra equation. Once you figure it out, though, it's great. You're able to achieve very high rents. You have a huge demand. All the tenants in the market, if you're trying to rent properties like this and you're not utilizing Section 8, you are cutting your rent prices, you are cutting your demand, right? If there's fewer demand, fewer tenants out there who can rent your property, of course it's going to drive your prices down. So by opening it up to everybody, that's driving your prices up. It's going to keep your vacancies what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to keep your vacancy much lower in general, because when it is vacant, it's vacant for a much shorter period of time because there's so many other people who want to rent your property. On top of that, these are government-assisted tenants, so they're probably going to stay a lot longer because they don't really need to worry about moving because they don't really care. They're not paying for it. So you provide them a nice, habitable house, something that's nice, they're just going to stay there because it's on autopilot for them. It's not like they're ever worrying like, oh, I can no longer afford the rent. The government's paying for their rent, so you just provide them something nice and they'll stay put, guys. So that is one way you're going to reduce your risks. The second way you're going to reduce your risks is tenant screening. It is incredibly important that you screen your tenants thoroughly. Now, in the show notes below, I've got a link to the property management screening software my company actually uses. It's called RentecDirect. At HoltonWise, we have a $50 million portfolio. So we have thousands and thousands of tenants that we manage, and we actually utilize this software for everything. It's our property management software. It's our accounting software. We actually collect rent online through this software, and we screen our tenants through the software. And if your portfolio is actually small enough, I believe their software is actually free. Once you get past 50 units, I think there's a monthly fee. But if you click the link below, all that information is in there. But what you're going to be able to do, okay, you're going to be able to get eviction search, criminal history, credit, okay? You have to check all this stuff. especially when you're in a rough area like this. Who lives in rough areas? Rough people. You need to make sure the people you're putting in your property, even if they're on Section 8, you still don't want to deal with dangerous people, people with felonies, stuff like that. You have to screen the bad tenants out, and you cannot take their word for it. You know, when they apply, if you ask them if they have any felonies, of course they're going to tell you no. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the truth. You know, you don't want to put someone in your property who has a history of not paying the gas and the electric, because that's going to get put onto your property as a lien, and before the gas or electric company is willing to put gas and electric in another tenant's name, they may want a huge deposit, which you're going to have to pay because your particular property has a history of them getting stiffed because you're not screening your tenants properly. These are all things that you can avoid by properly screening your tenants. And again, the link to the software to do all that, RentecDirect, that's what I use. That's in the show notes. Check that out. So those are the 3 things you need to do to lower your risk when you're buying these high-risk properties, okay? Cut out the middleman. Make sure you're not a brand new investor. Make sure you are a seasoned investor who has the ability to manage it themselves to cut down cost. That was number 1. Number 2, you want to utilize Section 8, utilize any type of government assistance you can so you can keep your rent payments more consistent. And then, of course, the last one, number 3, that was screening your tenants as thoroughly as possible. Do not take what they say at face value. Get all of that information. Trust, but verify. So, if you're an investor out there who has their own thing working, you're a seasoned investor, you are able to handle an asset like this. If you'd like to buy this property, send me an email, jameswise@HoltonWise.com. Normally, you know, I want you to have your proof of funds or your pre-approval letters ready, and if anybody doesn't have lenders, I have a list of lenders, so you could email me and I'll give you my list of lenders. Given that the price is just so ridiculously cheap here, $25,000, I mean, like, this is basically the price of a Kia. We're pretty much only going to be fielding cash offers. It's incredibly hard to get a mortgage for this low. You know, we do have lenders that write mortgages at incredibly small rates, but even then, this is probably still too low. I think the lowest we've ever gotten people 30-year mortgages is properties that were about $40,000. I don't think I've ever seen someone write a 30-year mortgage on a $25,000 property before. So all of you guys that have got that cash, just shoot me an email with your proof of funds. I'm talking about a screenshot of your bank account, guys. I don't want to see any random pre-approvals from some weird hard money lender. I want to see money in your bank account. Feel free to black out any account numbers. I don't need to see that information. jameswise@HoltonWise.com. As our channel, as HoltonWise TV is so popular, I expect multiple offers. So you're going to have to act aggressively. I mean, the price, it's a basement price. But again, I don't want any newbies out there who've never invested in the Cleveland market before to get lured in by that price. I really only want to field offers from seasoned investors who are either local managing it themselves or have already been investing in Cleveland and have built up their own team. And you're probably already familiar with tenant screening and, of course, the Section 8 program. Everybody else, all those new investors out there who are watching this show, who this property probably doesn't work for, I want you to smash that subscribe button, because here on HoltonWise TV, I pump out more deals like this than anyone else in the Cleveland market. There is going to be another video tomorrow, and another one the day after that, and another one the day after that. If you want, in the show notes, you could go ahead and subscribe to our email list. We'll actually just email these videos directly to you. We do that every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a wide variety of products and properties we're selling here on HoltonWise TV. So this one really only works for those seasoned guys, but the majority of properties I sell are great for first-time investors, and the numbers are still solid. We're talking about duplexes in very safe, stable neighborhoods for between $75,000 and $100,000 that are bringing in rents between $1,200 and $1,500. And all of those you can buy completely passively. HoltonWise will handle the management top to down. That's what's great. And then we like to provide you guys with education. And then we also do stuff like this, super high risk deals that doesn't work for the novice investor, but it does work for the experienced and seasoned landlord. That's everything I've got for you guys today. As always, I'm James Wise with HoltonWise, and this is Real Estate Investing Made Easy.
Cleveland, Ohio is widely considered to be one of the top rental markets in the entire United States. This is because here in Cleveland, our housing prices are low and our rental prices and demand are high. At HoltonWise, we provide the complete turnkey solution for all real estate investors, whether they are local, out of state, or even abroad. As real estate brokers, we will provide you with agent representation to help you buy properties ranging from single-family homes to large apartment complexes. We even have referrals for lenders who can provide investment property loans to investors located in all 50 states, allowing you to capitalize on the use of leverage or other people's money. We have referrals to top-notch title companies so you know that all of your transactions are safe and secure, with every single property being delivered to you with clear title. Once you close on the property, we have an investor-focused insurance brokerage who can handle all your property insurance needs. This insurance brokerage handles auto, home, life, and business policies, but they specialize in working with policies for landlords. We also have full-service property management. We can handle all rental property advertisements, tenant placement, rent collection, evictions, maintenance, landscaping, construction, and repairs. In addition, HoltonWise also offers digital media and education. One day, when you are ready to sell your investment, HoltonWise, as the #1 seller of investment properties in the greater Cleveland area, can market your property in a video just like this one to our worldwide base of investors who are looking to capitalize on the high cash flow opportunities in the Cleveland, Ohio market.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our latest content, including video tours and analysis of investment properties that are available for sale, real estate investment education, and our most interesting encounters with tenants from hell. HoltonWise, real estate investing made easy.